Hello, everyone. Today is Saturday, the 19th of October 2019. From now on, I would like to talk about you see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear. It's the true Dharma in Buddhism to end all suffering. You know, a story in this talk is not ridiculous, but it's very difficult to understand because you have never listened before. So first of all, you must open your mind to listen with intent to listen seriously and consider along as I said over and over again until it goes deep into your heart. Then you will understand it, and finally you will have the opportunity to attain Dharma in this life. You know, as I said, you see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear. It's the true Dharma to end all suffering. What does it mean? Let me explain. I show you like this. You see in the way you see. I show you like this. It's very easy to understand. I show you like this. 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 And I show you like this. I show you. And and you see in the way you see. Can you understand me? It's very easy to understand. This is true Dharma in Buddhism. I show you like this. I show you like this. If you thought it into I'm reading a book, I show you like this. Like this. I show you like this. If you thought it into I'm reading a book, what you see right here now, what you see now, if you thought it into I'm reading a book, can you realize your thought regardless of when you realize your thought? Regardless of when you realize your thought, we call natural mindfulness. The mindfulness, it doesn't mean practicing, please bear in mind. The mindfulness, it doesn't mean practicing like this. Now we believe that this body gesture is mean mindfulness training. Now we believe that this body gesture is mean mindfulness training. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now we believe that this body gesture, we were taught to believe this body gesture, it means mindfulness training. This body gesture is mean mindfulness training. Mm-hmm. 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 As I show you, it doesn't mean anything. It's not mean anything. We were taught to believe this body gesture. It means mindfulness. No, not at all. It's just the body movement. Please bear in mind. I show you like this. It's just the body movement. It's just the body movement. It doesn't mean mindfulness training. I show you like this. It doesn't mean mindfulness training. Hmm? 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 Like this. It doesn't mean mindfulness training. You were taught to believe in the body, in this body gesture is mean mindfulness training. Can you understand me? Mindfulness is naturally when you can realize your thought. We call natural mindfulness. The mindfulness, it doesn't mean practicing. Can you understand me? Can you understand me? Regardless of when you realize your thought, we call mindfulness. The mindfulness, it doesn't mean practicing. Mindfulness is natural. Can you understand me? The body gesture like this. Mm-hmm. 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 As I show you, it doesn't mean mindfulness training because you were taught to believe in the body gesture like this. You believe that this body gesture is mean mindfulness training. No, not at all. Not at all. Can you understand me? In this talk, I want to talk about you see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear all the time in everyday life. We call the true Dharma in Buddhism. But when you see this and you interpret into a book that show when you see this and you interpret into a book, can you realize your thought? Can you realize your thought? You interpret what you see now into a book. I show you. We call this and this. What you see now, it doesn't mean anything. And if you interpret into a bottle of water, that show you thought it into a bottle of water. Can you realize your thought? Can you realize your thought? You thought it into a bottle of water. You thought it into a book. You thought it into a guitar. What you see now, you thought it into a man. Can you understand? Can you understand me? You understand me? What you see, what you see, what you see over here, what you see over here, you see in the way you see, and you hear in the way you hear. We call to Dharma in Buddhism to end of all suffering. What you see over here now, it doesn't mean anything. It's without fictional language. It's very easy to understand. If anyone can understand in this talk, if anyone can understand this talk, that show you have the wisdom to end all suffering. Can you understand me? I show you. What you see and hear now, if you interpret into I'm playing guitar, can you realize your thought? Do you interpret what you see over here now into I'm playing guitar? Can you understand me? I show you like this. It doesn't mean I'm standing in front of a tree and I show you like this. It doesn't mean I'm standing behind the tree. I show you like this. It doesn't mean I'm walking. It doesn't mean I'm sitting. You see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear. It's very easy to understand. All I said is the true Dharma in Buddhism to end of all suffering. If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, you have to listen to me only. Because I have attained now for past 16 years, I'm ready to help everyone on this road attain now at this right as well. I'm ready. But are you ready? Can you understand me? The true Dharma to end of all suffering in Buddhism is very simple. It's easy to understand. Can you understand me? In this talk, I want you to understand about the framework idea or thought process. In this talk, I said, you see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear, from birth to death, in everyday life. It's the true Dharma in Buddhism to end all suffering. I show you like this. It doesn't mean I put water in the glass. I show you like this. It doesn't mean I put water in the glass. You see in the way you see. If I show you like this, I show you like this. You see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear. Can you realize your thought? You see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear. If someone asks you, what did you see? If someone asks you, What did you see? You will use the fictional language to answer. I saw a man playing a guitar. I saw a man playing a guitar. If you say that, that show. This body gesture that show. I show you like this. This body gesture. It doesn't mean anything. It not mean anything. But you answer that. You saw a man play guitar. That show. You thought from this body gesture into I'm playing a guitar. Can you understand me? Can you understand me? This story is very easy to understand. If you want to overcome anger, overcome suffering, you have to listen to merely. The true Dharma is like this. The true Dharma in Buddhism, it doesn't mean meditation. It doesn't mean this body gesture, it doesn't mean mindfulness training, please bear in mind. You were taught to believe. Huh? Can you understand me? The mindfulness is natural. The mindfulness in Buddhism, it doesn't mean practicing. The mindfulness is natural all the time, from birth to death. Can you understand me? All action that I show you in this video, I show you like this. It doesn't mean I'm standing behind the tree. It doesn't mean I'm standing in front of the tree. It doesn't mean I'm put water in the glass. I show you like this. It doesn't mean I'm put water in the glass. I show you like this. It doesn't mean I'm reading a book. I show you like this. I show you like this. It doesn't mean anything. You know, what you see over here now in everyday life from birth to death, you see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear. We call the true Dhamma. It's very easy to understand. Can you understand me? Okay. The conclusion in this talk is, you see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear. It's the true Dharma in Buddhism. It cannot teach each other because you see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear. Can you understand me? It cannot tell each other. This is the true Dhamma in Buddhism to end of false suffering. You see in the way you see, you hear in the way you hear all the time, from birth to death. It cannot tell each other What do we see? What do we hear? Can you understand me? Okay.